Hello everybody and welcome to what promises to be yet another fascinating Grand Prix. It's the British Grand Prix and it's George Russell starting on pole for his home Grand Prix. But Fernando Alonso has produced another outstanding lap just like he did in Spain to start on the front row. Be interesting to see what he can do from there. Lewis Hamilton in third. He will not have completely written off any hope of a home victory today. Max Verstappen starting in fourth place. He again is ahead of Perez, who's his main rival at the moment, but those Mercedes, by the looks of it, they are still closing. Only by very little at the moment, but they are closing, and it's going to be a job just for Max Verstappen to maintain his advantage. See there, Charles Leclerc once again qualifying far behind his teammate. That's depressing. And there was some news this weekend. Leclerc has announced that he's to leave Ferrari at the end of the season. So whether there is something he's not happy with in the car, because there's not a lot of seats at top teams opening up. Verstappen and Perez now confirmed to be staying at Red Bull. Hamilton confirmed to be staying at Mercedes. And Ocon confirmed to be staying with Alpine. So there's not a lot of top seats open yet. Some drivers haven't confirmed, like George Russell hasn't confirmed. Fernando Alonso hasn't confirmed, but there's potentially not a lot of places for Leclerc to go and not a lot of people to replace Leclerc. There are possible options. We'll have to wait and see how this unfolds as the season goes on. But for now, we are going to watch the British Grand Prix and see if George Russell can get that home victory, or Lewis Hamilton. So here we go, on the line. Now, Alonso, he will want to do what he did in Spain, but held on to the lead this time, hoping that George Russell is an easier opponent than the Red Bulls were there. But no, at the moment, Verstappen is instantly ahead of Hamilton. So, really strong start from Max Verstappen. Fernando Alonso, away in second place, holds it, I think, very briefly. Wanted to have a look at George Russell, but I don't know if the Alpine has got that pace at the moment to challenge. Alonso's going to have to sit in for the long game here, but Verstappen is ahead of Hamilton, so Hamilton already dropping to fourth place in this race. And but George Russell, he is the guy to lead it, and he's already getting a little bit of an advantage over Fernando Alonso. Max Verstappen having a look through. Is Alonso going to fight it? I don't think he can. I don't think he's got the race pace in the car, unfortunately. It might be a bit of a difficult race for Fernando Alonso, but Verstappen instantly catches up to George Russell, and he's instantly applying the pressure. The home victory for George Russell now has doubt poured all over it, as Max Verstappen is right in his wheel tracks, looking for a move. Hamilton looking for a move with Alonso. If he wants any hope of getting a victory here, he has got to pass his old teammate and rival sooner rather than later. Because at the moment, George Russell and Max Verstappen are walking well clear, whilst Fernando Alonso doing his master of defence strategy. And look, Perez is in that battle as well. So Hamilton's got to be careful, or he could actually drop positions further. Now he is alongside Fernando, and Lewis Hamilton goes through. And Perez has now got to find a way past Alonso. Verstappen having another look at George Russell. Surely it's only a two-lap race, and he's coming up to complete the first one, but surely it's going to be a very tall ask for George Russell to hold on, because in terms of race pace, Red Bull look like they are there, and they are comfortably the dominant team here. And Max Verstappen, he hasn't had a win since Monaco. He's watched Mercedes win the last two. Can he take it a third win in a row away from Mercedes here today? He's certainly hoping for that. Alonso is struggling now to hold Sergioperez behind him. Sainz still in sixth. Then you've got Bottas and Vettel. Ocon, and Leclerc has actually dropped back from his grid position. So really struggling to find much motivation in that Ferrari at the moment. Perez is through. Perez up into fourth place. Verstappen still tracking Russell. Hamilton closing in a little bit, but I don't think he's not close enough yet. There's about half a lap to go here. Can George Russell maintain? You see there the Haas of Mick Schumacher. He pulled off earlier in the Grand Prix. So George Russell still trying to hold as they go into Maggots and Beckett's. Verstappen will furiously want this victory. It will, at the moment, Perez is still closest to him, and if that remains the case, it will give Max the opportunity. I think if George wins this race, he's surely Mercedes' number one man, isn't he? 3 wins to Hamilton's 1, but Verstappen is not giving it up yet. Here's a big chance down in the Stowe. Is George Russell going to hold on? Verstappen is alongside. He's alongside, and George Russell, the hearts might be broken, the British hearts. Can he hold the inside line? He's going to hold it. Verstappen is still there, but George just runs him out. George Russell is going to win the British Grand Prix, but that was so close and so tight. George Russell wins the race. Max Verstappen has to settle for second, but That turn from Red Bull, that turn of pace from Red Bull, surely pours a lot of doubt over the rest of the season and the ability to challenge for Mercedes, because they, in terms of pace, were completely outclassed today. Red Bull just ran out of time. Hamilton on the home podium yet again. Not maybe the performance he would have wanted in comparison to Russell and Verstappen, but on the home podium, some days you've got to take that sort of result. So George Russell wins the British Grand Prix, Max Verstappen second place, Lewis Hamilton finishes third, Sergio Perez fourth. Clear that Mercedes and Red Bull in a class of their own today. Carlos Sainz did find his way past Fernando Alonso on the final lap, so Sainz finishes fifth. A very disappointing sixth place for Fernando Alonso, really, considering where he started, so he'll have to take the 8 points for sixth, the best that Alonso and Alpine could do today. Bottas, he finishes seventh for Alfa Romeo, had a good solid weekend. So too did Sebastian Vettel, finishing in eighth. Both of them finishing ahead of the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc, who did manage to repass Esteban Ocon, but he only finishes in the position he started, and that has got to be disappointing. When you're in a Ferrari, you're looking to do more, and no wonder Leclerc is looking to leave next season. I think, you know, that there's got to be something. Sainz is doing solidly enough, but there must be something in the way the Ferrari is set up or handling it that just doesn't suit Leclerc's driving style. And he came in Ferrari the first year in 2019, you know, winning races and looking to build from that, and then they had a dreadful year in 2020. Things promised to be better in 2021. They were a bit better, and they were really hoping to get back into winning contention this year, and it didn't look too bad after Saudi, did it? But now it's all gone south for Ferrari, and I think Leclerc is just ready for a new challenge and maybe tired of broken promises. Let's have a look at the World Championship then. Max Verstappen is on 164 points. He is 35 ahead of Sergio Perez, who's on 129. But George Russell is closing. He is on 120 now, only 9 behind Perez. Hamilton on 103. Leclerc still ahead of Sainz in the Ferrari standings, 84 to 80. Alonso on 78. Then you've got Norris, Ocon, Bottas, Vettel completing the top 10 in the Drivers' World Championship. The Constructors, Red Bull 293, Mercedes 223, gained by 70 points today. Ferrari 164, Alpine 117, McLaren 74. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and take care.